What's weird about this season's conference finals is that yes, they're both blowouts, but they're blowouts in opposite ways. The first seeded Denver Nuggets are simply the better constructed roster in the Western Conference Finals, as they've shown this the last 3 games. But the 8th seeded Miami Heat are currently blowing the 2nd seeded Celtics out of the building right now as I'm recording this, and it's crazy. Look, the Heat are currently up 24 with 8 minutes left in this game, but I see Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser on my screen right now, so this game is over. And since no team has come back from a 3-0 deficit in NBA history, which I'm not saying is impossible, but what I am saying is this series is essentially over. And man, the Celtics quit in the 3rd quarter of this game. I mean, seriously, they had Al Horford on the bench having a damn heart attack, and they were still out there getting mopped. And at some point, they had missed 12 threes in a row. 12. And on top of that, they weren't playing any defense, nor were they boxing out. And I mean, they looked entirely defeated by a Heat team that lost to the Atlanta Hawks in the play-in barely over a month ago. And just like game 2, Gabe Vincent couldn't miss again. There are 5 minutes left now, and he's got 29 on 11 for 14 shooting and 6 for 9 from 3. And Caleb Martin also had 18 on 7 for 11 from the floor and 4 for 7 from 3. Jimmy Butler is their 3rd best scorer right now at 16, and he's only 5 for 13 from the floor. I mean, the Celtics are just going outside, bro. And this isn't even the 4th game to knock them out of the playoffs, but they might as well just be packing their bags for Cancun right now. Someone's got to go check on Funky, bro. He's probably going through it right now. That video is going to be brutal. And the Nuggets didn't quite blow the Lakers out last night, despite Jamal Murray having 30 points in the first half. And to the Lakers' credit, they did limit Murray in the second half to only 7 points. With that being said, Jokic turned it on in the second half and ended with 24, and that was that. So now the Nuggets and Heat are both up 3-0 going into their game 4s and are looking to close out things as soon as possible. And honestly, I love it. The 2 teams that get the least media shine out of the 4 left are going to be playing each other in the finals. I mean, literally yesterday, I saw a post from Bleacher Report talking about how can the Lakers come back 3-0 with LeBron with his sunglasses on before he came back 3-1 against the Warriors. Mind you, ever since people have started posting that as a meme, I've never seen a team come back 3-1 with that meme posted. Like, I feel like it's a curse at this point. But hey, Bleacher Report, I'm not a time traveler, right? I mean, I can't prove to you that I'm not, but I'm not. And I'm going to tell you right now, no, they can't come back. The Nuggets are going to close the series out, whether it's in 4 games, 5 games, 6 games, 7 games, it doesn't matter. The Nuggets are winning the series. And I understand the Nuggets haven't been blowing them out every game, but they just simply look like the better team, like they have all season. And man, does LeBron look like he's starting to show his age, which is crazy to finally say that because it's been 2 decades of pure domination from this man. And this is probably the best roster he's had around him in his entire career outside of maybe the Miami Heat days. But even then, it was him, Wade, Bosch, right? And then the Toon Squad of Mario Chalmers and Birdman and Norris Cole and Udonis Haslem, James Jones, elderly Shane Battier, Mike Bibby, and Mike Miller. I mean, Jerry Stackhouse? And that's not to discredit the Lakers. Obviously, after the trade deadline, y'all were an entirely different team. Even I was caught in on the could the Lakers win it all narrative, but man, that was a stupid take, but it was also mostly clickbait. All I'm saying is Adam Silver must be sick watching these blowouts in the conference finals right now after an amazing NBA season with the most parity the league has seen in years. And this NBA finals, I mean, obviously is probably going to have crazy low viewership, bro. Like, no casual is turning on a finals with Jokic as the best player on the floor, sadly, even though he's one of the most fun players to watch in the league. He just makes the game look so easy, and I feel like that's part of the reason why people don't like watching him. He's not flashy, he's not dunking, and it's not like, oh, I'm a basketball elitist, so I can only understand Nikola Jokic. Like, that's not it at all, but I understand from my friends explaining to me why they don't care about the Denver Nuggets. I understand why people don't care. I mean, the narrative is there. Jamal Murray tearing his ACL and coming back and being an all-star level player, like, that's an amazing story to tell. But Jokic, frankly, is not flashy. He doesn't care like other players care. I mean, yes, he shows it sometimes, but frankly, watching him on an NBA court, especially when he's winning, he just looks like he really doesn't give a shit, which I know he does. I mean, when he was asked a question about whether he cared about getting MVP this year, he frankly said, no, he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care at all. He did go on to say that what matters to him is winning an NBA championship, But from an outside perspective, you see these little things add up and you're like, well, do I really care about this year's playoffs? I mean, the Heat are an amazing Cinderella story, but do I want to watch a back and forth of Jimmy Butler taking fadeaway mid-rangers and Nikola Jokic backing his man down and scoring a little hook or a nice floater like 5 feet within the basket? Like, do people really want to watch that? My friends are like, well, if I miss one game, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But when the Cavs and the Warriors were playing, no one was missing those games, especially in like 2016. No one was missing a playoff game between LeBron James and Steph Curry. Like, there just was not a single person who was going to miss that game. And there's a lot of nostalgia for that era. And it's interesting because there was no parity in the league back then. I mean, Kevin Durant went to the Warriors after the Warriors had statistically the best season ever because LeBron James and Steph Curry are box office, and Jimmy Butler and Jokic are simply not. And they're amazing players, yes. And will they fill seats? Definitely. And Miami has a great culture. Yes. And Denver hasn't been to a finals, but realistically, no one cares about Jokic like they care about Steph Curry, and no one cares about Jimmy Butler like they care about LeBron James. Those are not household names like Steph Curry and LeBron James. They just simply aren't. And that's sadly the reality. I mean, I don't care if the NBA gets viewership or not. I don't care how many views this video gets. I just like talking basketball and watching basketball. But what I'm saying is, from an NBA business standpoint, you can understand why someone like an Adam Silver would be disappointed that this is the kind of NBA Finals that we're going to have, especially when the Celtics and Lakers, who are historically two amazing teams and have crazy dynasties. I mean, Bill Russell and Magic Johnson, you know what I mean? These teams are statistically and historically amazing. But both of them are getting absolutely manhandled in the conference finals right now, which is very fun to watch. But the casual fan who's a Lakers fan because LeBron is on that team does not enjoy it, and they will not be watching the finals, which is, again, disappointing because it's going to be one of the greatest finals, I hope, in the last 10 years. It's totally possible the Nuggets go out there and just absolutely destroy the Heat, and that, again, like, I can't disprove that. Like, it might happen. It should happen statistically because one of these teams is a 1 seed that had the 3rd best record in the league, and the other team is a team that barely clawed into the playoffs to begin with and then had 2 major injuries during the first round of the playoffs and yet is still going to be in the finals. And at this point, it's inevitable. Nuggets Heat finals is going to happen. It's only a matter of how many games it takes to get there at this point. But anyway, that's all I got. Have a good one.
And he's pointing at Grant Williams from the ground. Pointing at Grant Williams on the contact in the potential N1.
And personal foul.
And that's clearly a foul. The Celtics complaining that